Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alli and I welcome you back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome and welcome again. And to my old family members, my Alli fam, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back again, guys. Thank you so very much as always for your love as well as for your support. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. On this channel we talk about faith, family and lifestyle, so welcome once again. Today's video is such an inspiration. At a point when I got the recordings from them, when I say them I mean Tomi and Anu, it made me a little teary, but on the long run I felt so inspired by this young man. Today's video teaches me so much. Teaches me about life in general. Teaches me about forgiveness. Teaches me about love. To cut the long story short, it's a video about a young man, Tomi Waziri, that wasn't blind at birth, but while minding his own business, fending for himself, two young guys, teenagers. But like I said, this is a story that inspires me, and I hope it does sing to you. When I contacted Tomi that I wanted to collaborate with him and do a video, he was so excited, and so was I, for him to even accept doing it. And distance wasn't even a barrier. He said he was driving, he was a Bolt driver on September 12, 2019. He had a passenger in his vehicle that was driving to her destination, and he said he noticed he had an incline to pray. Something just felt him in the spirit to pray, and he said he did. Not long after that prayer came two young guys. He said they were no more than 19 years old. One had a gun and the other one did not. They scoped the vehicle and he felt it that they were up to something bad. So he told his passenger to hide her belongings, probably under his own seat. But he saw the guys from the rear view mirror, he saw the guys in the back, and then they came back to his side and asked him for his phone. While asking him for the phone, the young bastard showed him a gun. As he was trying to give the guy the gun, he shot. Close range. Shot his 19 years old. How do you even see yourself as a 19-year-old almost killing someone, carrying a weapon? He shot him, and as soon as they shot him and took the phone, they left. And he said all he could, and immediately he lost consciousness. He was left alone with the passenger. This young armed robber shot him at close range, and all he felt was blood gushing out of his eyes, his nose, his mouth, everywhere. As a matter of fact, he still has some of the bullet pellets in his head. Over 20 of them. Over 20 of them. He was rushed to the hospital. There was traffic, no ambulance, so they were delayed in getting him to the hospital. As soon as they got him to the hospital, lo and behold, the doctors broke the news to him and told him that he might not be able to see again. But when they told him he might not be able to see again, he had concluded in his mind that before the doctor could use the word might, it's probably that it's impossible for him to see again. This is a 27-year-old man minding his own business, fending for himself, not bothering anybody, not being a burden to anyone, trying to make a living. But in the process, he was shot. I mean, like any 27-year-old guy that goes through this, a young guy looking good, lost his sight. He said he thought about committing suicide a couple of times, but due to the fact that he was surrounded by loved ones, they didn't allow him to. But one thing out of all this that resonates with me is the fact that this guy said he asked God, barely 7 days after this ordeal, he asked God to use him and his life as a visually impaired person as a source of hope to others. A 27-year-old man, just starting life, not married. Here's a story of courage, a story of inspiration, a story of love, and above all, a story of faith and trusting in God. We'll have you listen to the interview while we learn together. At the end, I have a message from Tomi and Anu regarding their next step, so please watch till the end. Thank you. So Tomi, I've heard your story, but I want you to tell our viewers, how did you become blind? How did you feel initially when doctors told you that you might not see again? How did you feel?
How did I feel initially? I felt like it was the end of my life. I felt like I should die. Like when the doctors told me I'm afraid you'll not be able to see again. I felt like I shouldn't be alive the next minute. I fell into depression, like I said, and several times I thought of killing myself. There was a time I was begging the doctor to kill me, inject me. I was literally asking, is there a way you can inject me, let me die? And I was like, no, Tomi, don't say that. I was depressed. I was totally depressed. I was angry as well. I was angry at, this young man who made me blind. But thank God for God's grace, I eventually forgave them, But initially it was anger, bitterness, sadness, fear. How do I live my life as a blind person? How do I do all the things I wanted to do for my mom, and a lot of things that came through that I cannot even remember now, but it was fear, it was bitterness. I just felt I should just die, so that's how I felt initially.
Okay, and how has life been for you ever since this happened in 2019?
How has life been? Well, I would say it's been ups and downs. Sometimes tough, sometimes God comes through. It's been chaotic kind of, but I always find a way out of it. I always find a way to smile. I always find a way to be happy. Thank God for my family who stood by me, who stayed with me, who didn't give up on me when I was showing signs of depression, and so it's been depressing, when I fell into depression. I eventually came out of depression, so it's been a roller coaster. It's been tough. At the same time, I'll say God has been good. It's not been easy. It's not easy to lose your sight at 27. It's not easy, because sometimes there are some things you want to do. You want to provide for your family as a married man, and you're not able to. It's very heartbreaking sometimes, but I thank God for His grace. The wife I married, the wife that married me, because I have a woman who married me like this as a blind person, and I always appreciate my wife. So yeah, life has been fair and kind of tough, yes, if I may answer that.
Now, did you meet your wife, Anu, before this ordeal, or did you guys meet after this?
So yes, I met my wife. I've known my wife for a long time, but I think for the last 13 to 14 years now. We were teenage love. She's actually my first love, but some things happened, because we were young. She left the neighborhood and I was heartbroken, and we just decided to separate and, go our ways, separate ways. That was immaturity, and I was heartbroken, she was heartbroken. But after like 10 years later, we connected again, started talking on Facebook. At this time we matured, and yeah, that's how the love reignited again, and we started dating, and the whole thing happened, it happened after a year after we united and reignited our love and everything. It happened, everything that happened to me happened a year after that. And yeah, to answer your question, that I met my wife. I've always known my wife before, so she married me like this. She knew when I was sighted and she married me like this.
How did you guys meet?
How did we meet? Okay, we met through a mutual friend in the neighborhood. My name is Kemi. She was my friend and she was my wife's friend at that time, And there was this, Kemi always does this New Year party with her family. And okay, so I decided to go one of these days. We went to the New Year party, 1st of January. And that was where I met my beautiful wife. And we were staring at each other. Man, she was she's so beautiful, I was like, who is this pretty girl? And even before that, I never even had the intention of dating any lady. I was just captivated by, her beauty. She was just so pretty, and she had these bright eyes. This kind of thing where you're watching, you're looking at each other, and she will look at you back. I'm sure she's smiling and laughing behind the camera right now. Baby, am I right?
Right.
So that's how we met, and before you know it, I told that my friend, our mutual friend, I was like, please give me a number. We started talking, and that's how everything started. We were doing back then extra cool, this MTN extra cool. We talk at night and all of that. So, and that's how I asked her out. That's how we met. Yes.
Now I'm going to have ask Anu a question. To my dear Anu, how do you feel marrying a visually impaired man? How do you feel?
Okay, so how do I feel marrying a visually impaired? I feel blessed. I feel blessed marrying my husband. It's a privilege. I'll say it's a privilege. I feel blessed. It's nothing.
Am I not a sweet husband?
Yes, you are, because sometimes the way people see these visually impaired people, like they are half human. See, these people they are doing well more than even those that have their two eyes. So they are humans, so I don't think there's this much difference. You get, so I feel blessed and I feel amazed to be married to this man here.
The next question for you, Anu, is that what do you think of the ordeal he went through? And this is part one question. The follow-up question is, especially after you guys had gone your separate ways, because I know Tomi said you guys went your separate ways. You guys were young lovers, but at a point, you guys went your separate ways. Yet you came back to him after you heard of what happened to him.
Okay, the day it happened, the day the incident happened, wow. I felt different. As in, I don't even know what to say. That day was something else. When I heard the news, it was something else. It was something else entirely, because I had a lot of things going through my head. That what could have happened? Did he fight with somebody? What could have went wrong? Because I know him to be this kind of person that doesn't quarrel. He's such a gentle person. So a lot of things was going through my head that day, because. And another thing, I didn't expect something like that happen to him. So it was, I don't even know. That day was just like that. It was terrible. That day was terrible. A lot of things going through my head. A lot. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you.
Tomi, I know that your kids are still young, but I know the oldest is probably about 3 or so. How does he feel that daddy can't see?
Yeah, William is 3 years old, and Star is 10 months. One thing I noticed about William is that sometimes he's quiet and sometimes he's touching my face. He's trying to check my eyes. He's touching, he's trying to open. William can be very curious. So I think William has questions in his head. He just doesn't know how to express himself because he's still very young. So I think it's just curiosity. He's wondering why his dad's eyes different. But I'm sure when he's smart enough to ask the question, one day I'm sure we'll ask, Daddy, what happened to your eyes? And at that time I think I'm ready to answer him, in the best way I can, not to traumatize him or anything, but in the best way I can, So yeah, they've not what I'll say is that they are still young. So William, who is way smarter than Star right now, is just curiosity. He just sometimes quiet, and I notice that it's very close to my face, and sometimes my wife is even noticing, when we have the phone camera, flashlights on, he's always like trying to point the torch to my eyes, wondering how my eyes is like this, so I think that's the best way I can answer that question.
Now, this is a story of faith. Have you forgiven the armed robbers? Have you forgiven them?
Have I forgiven them? So yes, I think I talked about this earlier. Yes, I've been able to forgive the armed robbers. Was it easy? No, it wasn't easy, but I forgave for me. I didn't forgive for them, because I realized that unforgiveness was dragging me back to the depression and everything. So I decided, let me just let go. Unforgiveness is like holding on to hot coal. How hot coal, those people that do bully, that hot it is. So unforgiveness is when you're holding on to it. It's literally painful. It's burning you. It pains you, and you're not letting go. So the moment you let go of the pain, that burning sensation. So that's the way I can describe forgiveness. So I forgave for me. I forgave because I love myself. I love me. I love myself enough to say I will not hurt myself over somebody who is probably going around doing his business right now, and I'm there still wallowing in my sorrow and everything. So I would rather do it for me. So yes, I have forgiven him. Yeah.
What do the doctors think about the bullet pellets that you still have in your head? Over 20 of them. What do they think about it?
Okay, what the doctors think about the pellets I have in my head, I think I mentioned that earlier. I still have them in my head. They are lodged underneath my brain. Some of them, shockingly, they didn't touch my brain. The ones that pass through my eyes, they are somewhere underneath my brain and close to my spine. So it didn't touch my spine, and it didn't touch any part of my brain. So lucky me, and thank God for that. I always appreciate God for that. So the doctor, from what the doctor said, he said he doesn't think anything can happen. He doesn't think, but frankly speaking, I have concerns, and there are some that can still be taken out that are not too close, and I feel that they need to be taken out. I just feel that, in fact, there are some here in my bone, and some that are still inside there, and I feel that can still be taken out. I have fears that what if it causes something in future. I'll open up, cancer and all these things, because these are external, things in my head that shouldn't be there. So I have this fear sometimes. So yeah, the doctors, from what they said, and recently I spoke with a doctor, and he said, well, I should actually make it a concern and see how I can get them out, if there are some that will not be, delicate, and which there are some that will not be life-threatening. So by God's grace, we are planning to get it out. Yeah.
And I think I know the answer to this one, but I'm going to ask it anyway because I want to know what your opinion is. If there's a surgery today that would make you see again, would you go for it?
If I have any opportunity to go for surgery, yes, why not? But from what the doctor said at Eye Foundation, they said my optic nerves are damaged. So I wish there was something that could be done, But if I had any opportunity, if I had support, I will go for it. But to also expatiate on that, as God will have it, my wife and I will be, and the kids, a family of 4, we are planning to move to Canada through the study route. My wife is going to be studying, and it's an opportunity to get a better, my daughter, it's an opportunity to get better health care. And in Canada, I know that there are better systems there. I'm scared of the Nigerian hospital. I'll be very frank with you. I know there was a time they wanted to remove my eyes, and which I wasn't happy about, So a lot happened then that traumatizes me. So it's an opportunity for me and my family, and this is where I must say that we need support. As we speak now, thank God we are doing this video at the right time. We are seeking for funds, donations, and if there's anybody that can sponsor us in any way, you want to buy us our flight tickets, whatever it is, please, we need your support. It's an opportunity for me and my family to get better health and everything. So it will go a long way. Yeah, it will go a long way. And so I hope that answers your question.
I know a lot of people, right, would have, even some that have not lost their vision, and are not born without sight, and things like this happens. So some people think not even things of this magnitude happen to them, and they want to commit suicide. Did these thoughts come to your mind? Did you have thoughts of committing suicide?
Oh yes, I think I also mentioned this earlier. I thought of committing suicide, like I said, because I just felt like, it's a feeling I don't even wish for my worst enemy. Imagine when the doctors tell you at the age of 27, Tomi, I'm afraid you may not be able to see again. A doctor tell you that. So yes, in fact, I attempted suicide once when I was at home. I overdosed, but I survived it. I was, thanks to my family, my loved ones, my wife. I did feel like there was no use being alive anymore. And I think many a times people are at this state in their life, but it's not good when you stay too long there. It's not healthy. And that's when you need to seek help. That's when you need to reach out. So I reached out. I realized that I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't cause more pain for my loved ones by committing suicide. So, and that was where all my, fights, I fought depression, and I came out of it by God's grace. There was the God factor. I trusted God. I told God, I don't want to be in this state of mind anymore. Get me out of this, and the rest was history. So yes, and I did have the thoughts of committing suicide, but thank God I didn't. I didn't anymore.
And Tomi, I've watched your videos, right? And I see you on Instagram. You're such a good dancer. What inspires your dance steps? What inspires your energy?
Yes, okay, I've always loved dancing before I became blind. So it's a way of me, it's my content. So I create those contents to inspire people. I tell people things like, I may be visually impaired, but my legs are not impaired. So it's a way of me telling people to be grateful for what they still have. We are so busy complaining about the things we don't have that we forget the things we have. I have my hands, I have my legs, I can still walk. Yes, I know it's tragic what happened to me. I'm not able to see, but I'm grateful for the things I have. I have shelter over my head. There are some people who are not blind and they don't have house to stay. So no matter where you find yourself, it's a way of me inspiring people that, you see, when I'm dancing, it's me saying, I can still move my legs. I can still choose to be happy. I can still boogie, woogie, wiggy. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
I saw the video of you also dressing up yourself, making tea for yourself when Anu's not around. And you're so independent and an inspiration to others. I know some people, something like this happens to them, they'll be wallowing in self-pity and become a burden. But not you. Tomi and I know this is just a statement for the both of you. I love your love story. I love love alone. I love love a lot, and I love your love story. I also love your faith-based relationship. 3 years together. And my prayer is forever to go for the both of you in Jesus' name. So now to the message from Tomi and Anu. They will be jackpying like most people. They'll be jackpying to Canada very soon. To God be all the glory.
If I have any opportunity to go for surgery, yes, why not? But from what the doctor said at Eye Foundation, they said my optic nerves are damaged. So I wish there was something that could be done, you know. But if I had any opportunity, if I had support, you know, I will go for it. But to also expatiate on that, as God will have it, my wife and I will be, and the kids, a family of 4, we are planning to move to Canada through the study route. My wife is going to be studying, and it's an opportunity to get a better, my daughter, it's an opportunity to get better health care. And in Canada, I know that there are better systems there. I'm scared of the Nigerian hospital. I'll be very frank with you. I know there was a time they wanted to remove my eyes, and which I wasn't happy about, you know. So a lot happened then that traumatizes me. So it's an opportunity for me and my family, and this is where I must say that we need support. As we speak now, thank God we are doing this video at the right time. We are seeking for funds, donations, and if there's anybody that can sponsor us in any way, you want to buy us our flight tickets, you know, whatever it is, please, we need your support. It's an opportunity for me and my family to get better health and everything. So it will go a long way. Yeah, it will go a long way. And so I hope that answers your question.
But they need everyone watching and sharing this video. And I'm saying this because there's a GoFundMe that has been set up by them. I'm going to post the link, as well as the link to Tomi's YouTube channel. He's also a YouTuber. His YouTube channel, his IG handle, I'm going to post them. So please, please, and please, we need you to support this mission. They are traveling to Canada, and they need, nothing is too small. So please, please, and please send whatever you have. They need our financial assistance to help them in this new journey that they are embarking on. Any assistance that we can render to make their dream come true. And who knows, maybe when Tomi gets to Canada, they'll be able to take the pellets out and he'll regain his sight. Who knows? But please, please, and please, we need your support. Please find it in your heart to share this video in your places of worship, your church, your mosque. Please, amongst your friends, your family members, please support this dream. Like I said, nothing is too small. Please. And that's all the inspiration story that I have for you today. I'm so glad with this collaboration, and I'm so excited to see them make that move. Thank you so very much for watching. If you've not subscribed yet, please find it in your heart to like, share, subscribe to my channel, and please share this video and let it go viral so that Tomi and Anu can get the much needed help that's needed at this time. Please. And may the Lord bless you. May the Lord enrich your purses. May the Lord uphold you all. Thank you so very much for watching. That's all I have for you today. If you've not subscribed yet, please find it in your heart to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll also leave the link for Tomi's YouTube channel in the description box. So please watch him, subscribe to his channel as well, and please let's just encourage them as he does all this inspirational work. Thank you so very much again for watching. I leave you with love, peace, and joy always. Bye.